Hey guys, my name is Olga and welcome back to my channel, and today we are gonna have a new tutorial and we are gonna do together this beautiful smoky eyes, olive smoky eyes. So take a seat and let's go. As today we have a tutorial, we are starting from the beginning, and at the beginning I always ask myself what I want to have, how my final look will look like. And I draw a base. So I think whether my final look is gonna be like this, so meaning that I'm gonna feel fully my form, or I wanna have something like this. I don't know. That's the main thing. You should decide how your final look will look like. And at that stage, you can check out whether your makeup would look more or less equal or no. We have asymmetry. We all have it, and it's okay. So you can't do exactly the same thing on one side and on the other side. Still, everything is not gonna be fully the same, and it's okay. It's okay. Related to the wings, same thing. They are not gonna be exactly the same, and that's fine, guys. That's okay. That's fine. And for having my base, I always use quite light eyeshadows. As an option, if you prefer starting from your eye look, you can use a concealer and you can draw your baseline using a concealer or a foundation. I do prefer using eyeshadows just simply because I'm more used to it, and I do prefer starting from my face look. And today, I'm not quite sure. Let's have something like this, probably. Why not? You can't draw these lines just the way you want. You should rely on your anatomy. For instance, my baseline, if I fully gonna use my lower lid, looks like this. And this line is fully parallel to this line, to my lower lid, to my waterline actually. I'm kind of drawing a line that is fully parallel to this one. As an option, you can rely on this line. It's an option as well, and actually this line is more or less parallel to this one today. As an option, you can kind of do some tricks, yes, of course, but it may not really look that nicely. So ideally, try to rely on your own lines. If you want to have more lifted look, try to draw this line more vertically. If you prefer something for daily looks or something more, I would say, natural looking, try to draw them more horizontally. And for instance, if you have this corner is lower than inner corner, so something like this, try to do more lifted looks. Because if you're gonna draw something more horizontally, you're not gonna compensate this issue. If you have instead this line, this corner is kind of moved way too up, try to draw something more horizontal. And it would return your this corner, kind of, it would put it visually a little bit below. So moving on, and now I should draw the same line on this side. So I'm taking off this one, I'm looking forward in my mirror, and I should do something more or less similar. Looking at myself, it seems more or less fine. Are they gonna be exactly the same? No, they can't be. But visually, they should be quite close. As an eyeshadow primer today, I'm gonna use eyeshadow stick from Colourpop in shade Cocktail Party. You can use eyeshadow sticks, liquid eyeshadows, and cream eyeshadows instead of eyeshadow primer. It's not required using an eyeshadow primer. If you have, for instance, perfect eyes, if you have normal skin, and if you never have creases, if all eyeshadows stay in place in your case, actually in your case there is no need to use any eyeshadow primers, any tricks, and so on. You can use directly pressed eyeshadows. But if you, for instance, have body eyes, deep eyes, oily prone skin, extremely oily skin, I suggest using eyeshadow primers or liquid eyeshadows or eyeshadow sticks, and as an option, gel eyeliners and pencils. Gel-based, it's quite crucial that your products can, and actually they do, dry down, because otherwise they can move and you will definitely have creases by the end of the day. I prefer using eyeshadow sticks or liquid eyeshadows because in most of the cases they work way better than eyeshadow primers. Because some eyeshadow primers, they may not really work in all the cases. And that's why it's a kind of, it's a guessing game sometimes. Second thing, if you're gonna use liquid eyeshadows or cream eyeshadows, eyeshadow sticks, don't apply a powder on your eyelid. You can apply a little bit of a concealer, just a little bit, or a little bit of a foundation. It's okay as well, but don't use a powder. Because if you apply a powder, your, especially liquid eyeshadows, can stuck and you may have patches. And that's the main reason why. Because I time to time see that people apply concealer, apply a powder, and then they try to apply liquid eyeshadows and they can't move these products. That's the thing, the main issue is related to a powder. Or as well, I know that some people apply concealers that can dry down and that are a little bit powdery. Don't use them. Don't use them as well if you're gonna use cream eyeshadows, again liquid eyeshadows, because you may have the same issue. If still, for instance, you use eyeshadow sticks, liquid eyeshadows, then you use your basic pressed eyeshadows and still you have issues with your makeup, most likely you have way too much product, way too much concealers, way too much foundations on your eyelid, or even you, for instance, have a fat eye cream. It might be an issue. So you should have something extremely fat on your eyelid, because these products, they can dissolve your other products, and that's why you can have these creases. That's why your products may not be long lasting. Now you know. Moving to this beautiful product. Today I'm gonna use this beautiful simple shade, but actually if we talk about colorful looks, it's far better to use correct shades. So for instance, if you're gonna have bright green look, use bright green eyeshadows, liquid eyeshadows, before applying your pressed eyeshadows, and your makeup look would look brighter. If we talk about basic makeup looks, you can simply use any simple beige eyeshadows and it should be fine. You can even use something, I would say light beige, white. By the way, white is a beautiful shade. And yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna use this product as a base, and of course I should blend this product, and I'm gonna fully apply it on my lid. I'm gonna start from the center and I'm gonna apply this product, of course, till the crease and a little bit above. This product, it dries down, so I should work fast and I should blend it, because if I fully apply it on two eyes and will return back and blend it, I may have some issues again. So don't forget that you should blend products, especially if they dry down. Applying more, especially near the crease, because in my case, eyeshadows, they can easily crease because I have slightly deep eyes. Moving the shade, moving it a little bit out, blending everything into skin. This shade is beautiful for blending everything into skin, but it's a little bit warm. So if you're a cool tone girl, this shade is not really yours. In case of neutral, it should be fine, but gonna be a little bit warm. Moving out and outer corner. Applying in the outer corner, right here, blending the shade out. And I did a mistake. I returned back to my light shade and cleaning everything. It's quite easy to do. And we are more or less done with our base today. It was fast. Yep. Of course, you can mix two shades. For instance, today we are gonna have, I do have the olive eye look, olive smoky eyes. For instance, you can use such shades in the crease for blending everything into skin, and you can use something olive on your eyelid. It will work nicely and it will work perfectly. Now, I'm switching to powder-based products, and before moving to my eyeshadows, I'm gonna apply pressed powder. Why? Because I've used cream eyeshadows and I should set the areas where I'm gonna blend products right here. Because if I don't do it, my pressed eyeshadows, they can easily stuck over my cream products, over my foundation, and it's not gonna be that nice. I'm not gonna apply pressed eyeshadows right here. It doesn't make sense. But it's crucial to apply it right here. And as an option, if you have hooded eyes, deep eyes, and extremely oily skin, apply it right here. And actually, you can fully set your cream products with a powder, and by doing this, your makeup would stay longer in place. Switching to eyeshadows, and especially to matte eyeshadows, and I'm gonna use olive shade from Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau palette. This beautiful shade, it's wonderful, and I need something to blend this shade into skin. I can't use green shades for blending everything into skin. I should have something beige, something pink, or something brown, and I'm gonna use this shade from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And a small tip for you: before choosing shades, try to blend them on skin, on your hand. So do a small swatch and swatch another shades closer to this one and try to mix them. If you don't have any issues right here, it means that, okay, everything is gonna be fine. But for instance, if you're gonna swatch side by side green and purple, and if you try to mix them, in the middle you're gonna have something gray-brown, most likely brown. And it means that you can't really mix these two shades together. And it's a sign that you shouldn't blend purple using green. It's impossible. It's impossible. Otherwise, your makeup would look extremely dirty. These two guys, I can use them together because they are blendable and they look quite nicely together. Of course, this shade is a little bit too dark, actually, and I'm gonna mix it for blending everything into skin with this light shade. And by doing this, I'm gonna have a shade in between and it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna start from my olive shade, grabbing it on a flat brush, and I'm gonna start from the center. And let's go. Applying this shade. Currently, I'm kind of press it into skin, layering it, and applying the shade till the crease. Actually, I can apply it even a little bit higher. Moving, and of course, don't forget to apply it in the outer corner and on the lower lid as well. Changing the brush, grabbing the small one, applying the shade in the outer corner, right here till the crease, and on the lower lid. Moving it from the outer corner and to the inner corner, but not fully, because here I want to have something lighter. And look at this shade. It looks darker than in the palette because I used brown shade as a base. Now we are switching to the brown, and I need a small brush. For now, I need a small one, and I'm grabbing this beautiful slightly brown shade. Actually, it contains a little bit of something green and gray. Taking off extra, and I'm gonna use this shade for blending the edge. For now, I should just touch the edge and should start blending the shades. So I'm moving and blending everything and moving a little bit out. Grabbing slightly bigger brush, again grabbing this shade, and now I'm gonna add a little bit of the lightest one and mixing everything together and blending the edges right here. Moving everything in all directions and blending, starting at least blending everything into skin. And moving and moving and blending. I'm gonna use the lighter shade from the palette for blending the edges a little bit. So grabbing it on a fluffy brush and blending just simply the edges right here. In the center, I want to apply this beautiful olive shade Hope. Grabbing it on a flat brush, and it's going to be my beige shade. It's a little bit dark, but I'm going to apply over it in the center something lighter. And I'm adding the shade in the center, and what's left on my brush, moving in all directions and a little bit above the crease. And of course we're not done. Now I'm gonna use this beautiful light green shade from Charlotte. I'm grabbing on a flat brush, and the shade is lighter than this one, and I'm gonna apply it in the center. Right here. It's gonna be our lightest part. And as well, I wanna add something interesting. I'm gonna use this stick from KVD. It's a beautiful sparkle, a beautiful topper. I'm gonna add just simply extra glitters in the center. So I'm pressing this shade a little bit above in the middle. Just wanna add extra glitters and extra brightness to the look. In the inner corner, I want to add this beauty from Essence Meta Glow Eye Pencil in shade Cream. I'm going to apply it directly in the inner corner for now, and as well a little bit on the lower lid. Now I'm going to add this beautiful light green shade from Anastasia on the lower lid, near the pupil. It's a kind of transition shade. And what's left, I'm applying closer to the inner corner. Time to add something dark, and I'm gonna use as a dark shade today, SEPHORA in shade 13. I'm applying this shade near the lash line and gonna add it in the waterline on the lower lid as well. And of course, don't forget to blend. Blending edges and moving the shade a little bit out. Of course, I'm gonna add it near the lash line right here as well. Pushing the shade between the lashes as well. And layering a little bit right here. If you want, you can set this product with a powder, but it's a gel-based formula, and actually no need to apply powder over. But for instance, if you want to make it darker and brighter, of course you can do it. Applying in the waterline as well, till the inner corner, and especially near the lashes right here. And don't keep it as it is, please, because we should blend everything, and we should kind of move the shade and blend it to the green one. And by doing this, your eyes wouldn't appear small. If you just simply apply dark shades in the waterline and keep them as it is, well, it may not look that nice, and your eyes would appear definitely smaller. But if you blend edges, it's gonna be fine. And actually, we are done. Only lashes are left, and today I'm gonna use false lashes. And if you want, you can just simply use a mascara. Of course, it's up to you. But I'm gonna use today false lashes. Gonna finish my eye look. Fully gonna show it to you, and we will talk a little bit. final look. And let me tell you what I'm wearing currently on lips. Lip liner from Lamel, shade 7. This makeup brand is from Ukraine, and you can buy it on Notina, and I think that it's available as well on Amazon. Lipstick from Azam in shade Champagne Shimmer, and a lip gloss from Charlotte Tilbury. Guess the shade. Of course, it's Pillow Talk. Back to the eyes. I like this beautiful olive smoky eye. I like all olive green color stories, and I like purple as well. So actually, I think that I don't have any shades that I don't really like. Maybe gray is not the greatest, but gray might be great as well, actually, especially if you combine it with any pink stores. If you don't have eyeshadows I use today, it's okay. It's fully normal. Use everything you have. As an option, you can try this palette from Colourpop, The Child. We have some beautiful green shades here. This one, you can actually combine these two, and you can use this shade for blending everything into skin. And we have a beautiful, beautiful topper here. But I know that sometimes this palette is sold out. Plus, if you live in Europe, it's not that easy to order Colourpop. I like these color stories, but I can definitely understand that it's not for everyone. Please don't forget about the tip I've shown you today with the shades. If you are not sure whether you can blend some shades, check them out with your hand. Just put a little bit, try to blend them, and it's gonna be fine. And you're gonna see how these eyeshadows would look like on your eyelid. Because really, guys, I see quite often that people try to mix shades that can't be really mixed. They look nicely together. For instance, purple and green, but you can't mix them because otherwise you're gonna have something brown in between, and your makeup, well, such makeups, they look dirty. And if you wanted to avoid it, actually you should have something in between. Ideally, it should be a wing, a line, or a shimmer. Shimmery eyeshadows, they can help you, but you can't mix two matte eyeshadows like this. So always check out whether you can mix side shades. It's mainly related to colorful stories, and if we talk about all brown stories, pink stories, you can mix everything. It should be fine. It should be great, and it should be quite easy. So let me know down below what you think about this look and what do you want to see next, actually. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if yes, don't forget to put a thumbs up and of course consider subscribing. I wish you a pleasant day, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Ciao, ciao!